But we got rain gauge out, you know, I'll show you. We'll do an inch or two of rain, you know, and it's going to fall in 10 minutes or so. So that's pretty intense. But you'll start to notice things pretty quickly. So the pans are on a slight slope. Haven't calculated it, but I'm estimating about 5%. You know, typical slope around here. We do have a lot that are steeper, but it'll make the water flow. You can see it's kind of already. One other thing we noticed right away, if you look at the white background behind, you know, when the raindrop hits the surface of the soil, that impact loosens the soil. If it's not bound very tightly, it'll let her loose. And then she's free to go anywhere. So it's splattered up against the back wall on pretty much just one pan, right? So that's something else we noticed right away.
Have you done this too with a pasture sample?
Yeah, I mean, this one is just out of a grassy area. It's not diverse, I guess. So if you had a more diverse pasture, you'd see more other soil health things, you know, more diverse ecosystem. So what are we at? We don't even have much rain. We're under an inch. You know, we've done half to a 3/4 inch of rain.
Is that from that big?
This thing's real.
What do you think, Wayne? Should we start walking? It's a long walk.
Just here, we'll look at volumes. We got a little here. We've got basically none here. But then, behind the hidden curtain, we have infiltration. So, I mean, this is what we want, you know, to prevent runoff, flooding, water quality problems, but also to bank that moisture for later, you know. Your crop's going to be growing right about now. We're going to start needing more moisture. You know, we get to tasseling and all that. It's going to need that moisture. This one doesn't have any. A couple drops. You know, this one, I can set these out here. This one's doing good. This one's doing good. You know, these systems here are going to be a lot more resilient. You get into the hot, dry summer months.
Because a lot of times you'll hear people say, you know, tilling it loosens it up so it can take in the rain, but I mean, look at it, that's the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, you're not seeing anything in there. Let's dig down and see how far it went. We're dry. I mean, that's dry. It's only moist about the top 1/4 inch. You know, the water doesn't soak through the solids. It's soaking through the pores, the cracks, the worm channels, the root channels from last year. That's how it's getting into the soil. When we start talking about drought, you know, and parts of Iowa are entering the drought index. We're creating our own drought, you know. We're not letting the water into the soil where we need it.
So it's not a soil erosion problem, it's a water infiltration.
Erosion is a symptom. We need to get the water into the soil. You know, and to do that, it all comes back to aggregate stability, how well our soil holds together, how well our pore space is maintained. You know, and I told you there's only 2 ways to build that. You know, we need a living root and we need our soil fungi, and there's 2 ways to destroy that, but the biggest by far is tillage. So you run something through there, slice it, turn it over, you cut it, you introduce oxygen into the system, and that starts the decomposition process.
How many years of no-till does it take actually for the soil? I mean, does it immediately start?
It's immediately better, but to be a good, healthy no-till system, I mean, you start seeing some benefits at 3 years, I'd say, you know, and at 6 years you're seeing a lot more.
The people, if they're going to try it, they need to get to year 5, 6 before they, you know.
If you're straight no-till, yeah, you know, and if you introduce a second root into the system with the form of a cover crop possibly, you know, you're creating pores not twice as fast, but a heck of a lot faster than just growing one crop.